Alright, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy King Red Diamonds and I'm back for another Nioh 2 video. Today I'll be showing off my Warrior Maiden build, which focuses on the Switchglaive. Now, the Switchglaive was actually the very first weapon I had ever used on the game. When this game first came out, I actually chose Switchglaive for my weapon. And I don't regret it because it got me through the entire game. Magic pretty much saved me throughout the whole game. So we're back with the Switchglaive. I haven't made a Switchglaive build in a while. Ever since the split staff came out, I haven't really used Switchglaive, but I decided, you know what, Switchglaive has some new moves and stuff, so why not throw it up and see how it does. Now I'm going with corruption because I tried out purity and water and stuff like that, and all in all, the corruption Switchglaive to me just does the most damage. So I'm going with corruption on the Switchglaive. I'm bringing back the Susanoo and Magasui's Grace. 7-piece Magasui, of course, 6-piece Susanoo. So taking advantage of versatility and pretty much the yokai weapon Grace. Another thing, someone actually had requested me to do a Switchglaive build in the middle of me actually making this build, so shout out to that person. I appreciate the feedback and stuff, and this build is for you. So yeah, Magasui and Susanoo, this build probably is my most min-maxed out build because, as you can see, every single piece has every slot filled. I tried to get active skill damage on all of my pieces, and I think I did. Yeah, active skill damage on all of my pieces because the Switchglaive mainly deals with stance switching, which is considered an active skill with the Switchglaive. I have rolled attack on all of my gear, so I'm going to be hitting a lot more harder than I usually would with my other builds. Yasakani, of course, for the set bonus requirements -1. I got melee versus corrupted on that, so that's pretty good. This one's pretty good as well. Has the active skill star effect. Sloth on Omio, which Switchglaive is heavy Omio because that's what it scales with. As you can see, I have mine scaling with magic and constitution. The fast key recovery and riddle absorption, which is really good. Scroll I'm running has ultimate heart on it with the mystic diet Switchglaive, which is not bad, and ultimate constitution on it as well, which helps out with my health regen and my longevity. Active skill damage on this as well, so it's going to help me do a little bit more damage with my active skills when I'm switching stances. My magic is the same as always still. For defense, rejuvenation from health regen, barrier for the key recovery speed, and the yokai pool purification, extraction for health regen, arch yokai for more anima gain, and I'm using water familiar because I already have sloth on Omio hit, so I don't really need lightning. So water familiar helps with putting water on the enemy, giving the little defense debuff and allowing me to do just that much more damage while already slowing them down because of the sloth on Omio hit. So it's really good. It works out very well, synergizes very well. Of course, my basic tiger or my basic ninjutsu speed running stuff, and yeah, that's it for that. Guardian Spirit I'm bringing back is Baku, of course. Baku is, if you don't know from my previous videos or if you haven't played the game, Baku is the corruption Guardian Spirit. Comes with the corruption accumulation and the melee damage versus corrupted enemy, so that's what we're going with. Nightmare Bringer for the melee on corrupted, of course, and anima charge on awakened weapon. Gozuki because it has a lot of, it gives a lot of key, it does a lot of key damage, so I'm glad I have that. Plus it comes with the corruption of enemy anima bonus and melee damage versus corrupted enemy, so that's very, very good. And then I have a Ippon that comes with melee damage versus corrupted enemy, so it's not bad. The Ippon actually can be upgraded more, which I probably will do later on when I get more Ippons. So as of now, the damage isn't as high as it could be, but we're not worried about that because this build is already going to do a lot more damage. Now, if you know, Switchglaive it's not the most powerful weapon. It kind of just slices through enemies without actually stunning them or knocking them back. So most people stay away from it because it's not the best against maybe like human enemies and stuff like that. but this build is really powerful, so I'll be doing a lot of damage to enemies regardless of whether they're human or yokai anyway. As you can see, I have this weapon is over 6,007. It's not maxed out in the slightest, but it's really strong. So we're going to take on a lot of enemies and see how well it does. As my stats, I have 189 in Constitution. I'm going to keep putting that up until I get to 200 because I have my weapon scaling with both Magic and Constitution. 150 Heart because I have Ultimate Heart and I'm taking advantage of that. Ultimate Heart actually allows you to get more ki back when you ki pulse by stance switching, so that's really good, especially since Switchglaive is a stance switching weapon. Like, you're going to base the combat of the Switchglaive is based off of stance switching, so having Ultimate Heart is perfect for the Switchglaive. Courage is up to 100 just to give me a nice amount of ki recovery speed. Stamina is at 10 to hit the soft cap because this is working with medium gear. It's not heavy gear like I usually do when I have over 200 toughness and stuff, so it's pretty much medium and light gear. So stamina doesn't need to be too high. I'm already like 60%, so if anything, if I were to put more in stamina, I would end up being in like A agility, so I don't need to do that much right now. Strength is at 10 for the soft cap, of course. Skills at 10 for soft cap. Dexterity is at 30 just to meet the capacity, and then magic, of course, is 200 because that's what my weapon scales with. But that's it for the stats. If I go over here, as you can see, my attack is almost 200. That's not bad. It's just a flat 200, but that actually helps. It gives it a nice amount of extra damage to do. As you see, my active skill damage up to 46.5, which is really good. Like I said before in a few previous videos, if you can get your damage, depending on whether it be melee, active skill, or without whatever element versus an enemy, if you can get that close to 50%, you'll be doing a lot of damage. 50% is pretty much half, like is half of 100, so you're going to be doing a lot of damage. My corrupted enemy, my melee versus corrupted is at 51%, so like I said, that's pretty good. That's really good. Like, I'm going to be hitting really hard, especially if I get corruption up on them. Active skill ki damage is 20.8. that's not bad. I'm not focusing on melee ki damage because, like I said, this weapon is pretty much active skill heavy, so it's better to have active skill damage more so than melee ki damage. Corruption accumulation is 33.8%, so that's not bad. Corruption accumulation is usually not as high as maybe say purity accumulation, because when your weapon awakens when your corrupted weapon awakens, you're going to get corruption on an enemy a lot quicker. So since this build pretty much focuses on awakening my weapon as quickly as possible, I'm going to get my corruption accumulation up really fast. So it's not a bad thing for it to say 33.8%. It's not bad at all. If we come down, you see that my sentience charge is at the regular set bonus of 100%. It might seem low, but with the Switchglaive, since you're going to be attacking so fast and switching stances so much, it actually builds up its sentience really quickly. If I were to put more sentience on this weapon, it probably would always stay in its awakened form, but as it stands, it still awakens pretty quickly. And then once I do get my weapon awakened, I have the anima charge up to 71.5%, so basically I'll be able to throw out my yokai abilities and stuff really frequently. But that's actually it for the build. I had fun putting it together. Like I said, I haven't used Switchglaive in a long time, so doing this build is kind of nostalgic for me because, like I said, Switchglaive was my very first weapon I chose in the game. But enough of me talking to you guys and making your eardrums bleed. I just ask that you guys like, comment, and subscribe before we get into the fights and stuff. I appreciate the feedback. You guys are making this so much fun for me. I thank you so much. Please keep on giving me feedback. Keep on, messaging me, to asking me about certain builds. Ask me to make more builds about other weapons as well. Like, I'm willing to do any type of build with any weapon. I appreciate you guys for even, talking to me and just, like, speaking on it. So thank you so much. And we're going to get right into the fights. Alright guys, you knew it was coming. You know this is my favorite place to test out builds. It's the best. I will never ever ever back down from that. It is the best place to test out builds for sure. So let's hop right into it. Look at that. Look how much damage that just did. That is insane. He's done. So like I said, this build, it like, for the Switchglaive to be such like a taboo kind of weapon for people to use because it doesn't do a lot of damage versus certain enemies, I just shredded that. I think that might have actually been the quickest I've ever beaten this level, and this is with the Switchglaive. I didn't even get my full 9 stacks of Susanoo like versatility. Like, this build really is insane. I have fun with the Switchglaive. I really might start using it again. I might even go back to it being my main. I do still appreciate the fist weapons for sure, but this build is just honestly ridiculous. But we'll go to the next one. Alright guys, we're back in a scroll mission. In this mission we'll be taking on Hanzo and the Giant Toad. If you don't know, Giant Toad is actually a pretty tough yokai. He throws out all types of elemental ninjutsu, so getting caught in that could be really bad. So we're going to take them on, and I am switching from water familiar to fire familiar this time. So let's do it. He's done. Look how much damage this is doing. Just insane. Like, this is a scroll of the Nioh. Man, that was fast. You guys might get more fights in this video. I'm just destroying. I guess we'll go to the next one. Sheesh. Alright guys, we're back in the underworld, depths of the underworld actually. I decided to come here because I've pretty much been destroying anything in Dream of the Nioh. So we came here. I skipped all the extra stuff just to get to the boss, so we're just gonna hop right into it. And I brought some Diogen Saki just in case I go up against an elemental enemy. You can't mess around with those type of enemies in the underworld. And it's Nightmare Bringer, of course it is. Just had to be talking shit. Oof. I think I had this active. I died to Saki. Got him. He's done. So, for anybody who might have any questions as to how this may do in Underworld, there you go. Honestly, I will say for sure the Diogen Saki saved me because he throws out an endless amount of elemental attacks. But other than that, this build is just that powerful. You can take it into Underworld, depths of the Underworld, all that, and you'll do just fine. As long as you pretty much know how to play the game, it'll be fine. Like it's not that difficult to use. But I'll actually give you guys another fight, seeing as though this video seems to be going along pretty quickly. So I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, so we're back, and I decided to take on Winds of Ruin. Since Switchglaive is not the best against human enemies, we're going to see how well we do against the gauntlet of human enemies. Let's do it. He's done for. He's done for. So as you can see, this build still shreds human enemies. that's the end of that. So like I said, you know, the build is pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's really powerful. It can destroy anything. As long as you know how to use it, you'll be fine. I had fun using it. I haven't used Switchglaive in so long, but just seeing how much damage it does and how much more it can do. If I were to get this build up to plus 120, level 200 plus 120, it'd be too insane. Honestly, like it'd be too crazy. So that'll be it for the video. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate you guys watching and giving me feedback and everything. I have so much fun doing this stuff. So let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you like it, dislike it, whatever. It's King Ray Diamonds, and I'm out.